step into the day with the dawn ringing in my ears. Oh, I tune into my TV show. No better way, I gotta get myself into gear. Let's go. Oh, and I feel good today with my wake up in the morning espresso. I feel good today. It's my feel good breakfast show.
Well, a very good morning, Sanbonani Molweni Abshedi Dumelang. Goeiemorgen, Kochai. Go. Welcome to your Feel Good Breakfast Show Expresso on SABC3. It's great to have you. Tuesday morning.
Can I have a double?
Oh, yeah.
A double. Double
two's
dose
better than
of
one.
cat. Hello.
I'm all about that.
Well, still to come on your Feel Good Breakfast Show. Of course, we have to look at what's happening in Mzansi with the beautiful Kerry McGregor's pregnant with baby number 1, 2, 3.
Her third child
Her third
now.
baby, and you would never say. She looks amazing.
Absolutely. Wonderful news for the family. And then
Yes.
we take a look at the latest movie releasing this coming weekend, the biographical film based on the life of Vinny Pazienza, the man who was known as the Tanzanian Devil. I'm sure that the boxing fraternity will take their jabs at that one.
Absolutely. We're also taking a look at what's trending online. Now, a Batman-inspired pregnancy is going viral. We've got the deets for you a little bit later on. It is too cute
That's
and
how
too
you do
amazing.
it. That's how you do it.
That's how you're going to do it.
That's how you know wifey's good when she likes Batman.
Listen to you.
And then making music for us today, 24-year-old Jason Gladwin, all the way from the East London. He's making big waves on the internet right now. His latest single called Keep Warm has reached over 100,000 views, and he's also working on a single with DJ Kent. Can you say success?
Success.
Yes.
Hallelujah.
All right there. Okay, well, let's start this Tuesday morning and find out exactly what your temperatures are looking like for this morning. Ewan, what's up?
Thank you so much, team, and a very good morning from my side as well. It's a true feel-good Tuesday. As usual, let's start it off with your weather quickly. Now, due to very high temperatures in the northwestern region, the South African Weather Service has issued a warning of veldfire conditions. While the Western Cape can experience sun for today, the Eastern Coast can experience intermittent rain for East London and also Newcastle. Mbombela and Johannesburg today can experience dense fog, while the northern interior can expect partly cloudy conditions. So it seems like most parts of the country can expect an also cool start to the morning with a couple of light showers in certain areas. We'll run you through your temperatures quickly. Polokwane starting off on 9 degrees minimum, reaching a high of 20. Mbombela 13.22. Pretoria 9.21. Johannesburg 8 and a maximum of 20. Mahikeng 9.22. Klerksdorp begin op 10, dis styg na matige 24. Kimberley 12.26. Bloemfontein 5 grade, lekker koud, maar dis styg na 'n matige 24. Richards Bay 17.24, Pietermaritzburg op 11 grade, styg na maksimum van 20. Durban 18.22, Mthatha begin op 8, styg na 21 grade. Oos-London 15.22, Cradock begin op 5 grade, styg na 25. Port Elizabeth 13.22, George begin op 13, styg na 23 grade. En Sutherland 10.22, Cape Town on 16, reaching a high of 28 degrees. Worcester 13.31, Springbok 15.26, and Uppington starting off on 16, reaching a high of 28 degrees. And that's a wrap of your weather for the 6:30 bulletin. We'll bring you another update in half an hour's time just after 7 o'clock. But let's quickly take a look at what's happening out on the roads and see if they have woken up already. We're starting off in Gauteng in Alberton on the N12 highway. There has been an accident at the Reading interchange, so please keep a lookout for that. And then in Cape Town, Bellville, there are some congestion building on the N1 inbound, and that's from the R300 highway, and that's due to peak hour delays. That's a wrap of your traffic. If you're still heading out on the roads for this morning, please drive with care and reach your destination safely.
A more regal wave? You're a queen? No.
Well, it's time for us to take a look at what's happening on social media. Ewan's there holding our trophy, holding his cup, and apparently there's flames here. No, not because he's hot, but because Africa Burn started yesterday, and they're all about the gift economy. Now, if you were to give someone a gift without expecting anything in return, what would you give? That's what we want to know from you this morning. Let's see. Ursula says, morning all. Just my love and support. That's most important to me. Tsepo says, good morning. I would give love and time and expect nothing in return. Peter says, good morning, peeps. I would give love, understanding, and 100% empathy. Innocent says, morning, fam. If it is possible, a gift of happiness to anyone who needs it. And then Gift says, food and clothes if they need them. People are in need. out there. And Zuziwe says, morning, guys. I would give some happiness. I love that. Lots of love, lots of happiness, lots of empathy. Definitely keep those comments going. We want to know from you, if you could gift somebody something without wanting anything in return, what would you give them?
Sure, what a question indeed. One to ponder, eh?
Definitely,
well, while you do
definitely.
that, let's quickly take a break. We're going to come back and take a look at what is happening on the local entertainment scene. Stories about pregnancies with Kerry McGregor, is it? But listen, can we say that right now, our boy's on standby right now? Graham is on standby.
He's on standby right now, you're right.
He's at the hospital. Little baby's
Whoa,
coming anytime now. So if he sees us going, ah, then you know what's happening.
Then you know what's going on.
Hi, Kerry.
Listen, yeah, this man is in studio as well, which means we're talking movies. Vinny Pazienza, world champion boxer, bleed for us.
Tasmanian Devil.
Tasmanian Devil, yeah, we're going to be reviewing that. JP seems excited.
All as. I'm just very nervous to be sitting next to a proper boxer. I think off.
Yeah. Nah, it's gone.
That is a
smoke in the field. Oh, I don't know why I'm running still. I'll keep my eyes straight up towards the sun. I'll keep on smiling whilst oh, you see the fighting raging since the world was young. Oh, but the time has come, and we'll hear them cry, Babylon. 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 And I hear the siren from over the hill. Tell me why I'm a wanted man with an angel. Oh, but behind me fire in the town and smoke in the field. Oh, I don't know why I'm running still. But we'll hear them cry, Babylon. And we'll hear them cry, Babylon. And we'll hear them cry, Babylon. And we'll hear them cry, Babylon. Sound right?
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
There we go. Goeiemôre, welkom terug. Is ingeskakel op jou goed voel ontbytprogram is Expresso net hier op SABC3. Lekker Dinsdag julle, lekker. Kom ons kry vandag kyk wat gebeur in die wêreld van ons plaaslike vermaaklikheid.
Oh, well, it seems like our ladies in this industry are all branching out and spreading their wings. You guys are going to need to look out for rapper Fifi Cooper on your TV screens very soon. Now, the muso has just landed herself a brand new presenting gig. The show is called Break the Beat, and it's a new reality show putting hip-hop dance crews to the test, with the winning team walking away with 100,000 rand.
Fifi Cooper side.
Yeah, that's
Nice.
right. Now, entrants are asked to submit a minute-long clip showcasing their dance moves, and she says if your crew, which consists out of 5 members, one of them must be a DJ. Fifi explains in the promo, and I don't know, do you think that you have a dance crew out there who might be interested? Well, then you need to definitely enter.
Yeah, you and I have actually prepared a routine.
Have you?
We
Okay.
have.
Break it down.
We have.
Hey!
You see, we don't even need equipment. I just do it with the mouth and then he does it with the legs.
Very nice.
Easy
You guys
stuff.
are fantastic.
Come on,
I
guys.
think
What
people
happens,
Yeah.
are shaking in their boots right now at this duo over here.
Careful now.
Exciting times ahead for the McGregor family. South African stunner Kerry McGregor is expecting her 3rd baby with cricket hubby Neil McKenzie. Now, Neil is currently the batting guru for the South African national cricket team. The happy couple already have 2 babies together, a boy and a girl. And here's a picture from Kerry's Instagram in which she
stunning.
says that she is 30 weeks pregnant. And
But
the
she's not
two
really
of them-
kissing him in that photo though.
What is she doing?
He's kissing her
He's
and
taking
she's
Sushi's
going like,
She's making sure she's cute for the
duck face.
picture. Oh, come on. They're
at
so
that.
nunus, though. Love
Beautiful,
it.
beautiful.
3 babies later, huh?
wow, Neil McKenzie, a former South African cricket star. And
Look at that, eh?
Just hot people
Living
doing
that life.
beautiful things. Well, congratulations to the family. All right, well, let's reflect on a question that I think most of us get asked whenever we meet people in the street. They're always like, oh, how did you make it in your career? And yes, of course, it's the long hours, it's the dedication, the waking up early in the mornings. But beyond that, of course, our career is also made possible by the millions of South Africans out there who pay their TV licenses. And recently, we caught up with sports presenter Valen Kirtley, who shared her exciting journey with the national broadcast as part of the hashtag Made Possible by You campaign.
I'm Valen Kirtley and I'm an SABC sports presenter. I present and report on all different sporting events, but I also produce a sports bulletin on Mondays to Fridays on Morning Live. I write scripts for sports magazine programs, as well as do research for those programs.
She's been a powerhouse on shows such as Morning Live, Ama Kroko Kroko, and Women's Sport, but her journey in broadcasting was sparked years ago as a teenager.
Sports broadcasting has been a part of my life for over half of my life. I was in my last year in primary school, and I went to the same primary school as Cynthia Chaka's sons. And Kenneth had come to us and he had said, hey, my mom's doing this series for SABC Education, or we're going to have to learn a couple of scripts, but you know what? We're going to get free takeaway chicken. So we're like, oh yes, we are going. And because I could learn the lines quite quickly, Cynthia had said to me, you know what, you'd make a really good presenter. And she took my number. 2 years later, she actually phoned and she said, you know, there's a junior sports program called Sports Buzz, and they're looking to blood some new talent. And that's where it all started, and I've never looked back since.
With an impressive skill set covering radio, script writing, field reporting, and in-studio presenting for landmark sports tournaments, her career has grown solely within the folds of the SABC.
The SABC has got this fabulous campaign, hashtag Made Possible by You. One of the gists of the campaign is to share your story and how the SABC was a part of it. And the SABC radio and television gives us a platform to share stories, to tell stories, stories that create sporting heroes, stories that create sporting memories that we get to speak about over Sunday lunch. It also gives me the opportunity to do what I love, to tell those stories. And that is why it's important to pay your TV license, because if we didn't have the platform, we wouldn't have that.
And it's her work that documents our greatest moments as South Africans.
The Olympic Games in Rio, obviously because of the time difference with Brazil and South Africa, meant that a lot of the athletics finals were run in the early hours of the morning. But my alarm went off extra early on 2 mornings, and that was for the 800-meter women's final where Caster Semenya won the gold medal, and for the men's 400-meter final where Wade van Niekerk annihilated the world record that stood for over 17 years and got a gold medal for the country in the most outstanding fashion. And those memories and being able to share that with so many people, that sense of joy, that sense of excitement that sport gave us and our sports heroes gave us, is something that invigorates me, something that makes me passionate about the job that I do.
They laugh, cry, and grow with us. Personalities who call the SABC home are using their voices to remind us that the labor of love behind invigorating, educational and memorable TV moments is supported by each TV license paid.
I get to tell stories. And I only get to tell stories because of the SABC, because of the platform. And those stories make sporting heroes. And stories that wouldn't actually have been possible without the SABC. And that's very much a part of my journey, not only in broadcasting, but my journey in life.
Already a broadcast veteran at such a youthful age, this passionate sportscaster is blazing her way towards a long and illustrious career, with sports fans and TV lovers behind her all the way.
Now, this weekend, a new contender enters Hollywood's long, rich history of boxing movies. Now, Miles Teller stars as Vinny the Tasmanian Devil Pazienza in the true story Bleed for this. Now, the world champion boxer suffered a car accident that broke his neck, but couldn't break his resolve to get back in the ring against the sensible concern of his doctors. Let's take a look at Vinny Paz rebuilding himself in Bleed for this.
Let's go. Come on! Let's go, baby. Come on, Paz. Come on. Come on, Paz. Let's go, baby.
I think the question that everybody in studio is asking, like, why? Why, after breaking your neck, do you even want to go back into the ring? JP Sebastian, good to have you here this morning.
Hello.
Tell us more about this movie, Bleed for
That's
this.
why, because of that face. Tough guy face. Vinny Pazienza, true story, but the movie actually gets something inaccurate purposely, just so you know.
Yeah.
It makes it feel like between him having this car accident that you mentioned and him breaking his neck to him starting to recuperate, that there's this month in between. In real life, the guy was told by doctors, look, you're probably not going to box ever again.
Yeah.
And he was like, no, I'm going to do it. He was like, doctors were like, I can see you now, you're lying flat, this is the way it's going to be, we're sorry. And 5 days after his car accident, he started secretly trying to recuperate himself against the advice of his doctors. It's insane. Katlek was just throwing up his hands there. Like,
but why?
Not even
why?
in a fight, he's just saying why. Miles Teller, I loved him dearly from, and I'm sure most of you did too, from Whiplash.
Of course.
If you remember that movie with J.K. Simmons. And this is obviously another story about a guy being overly determined to be the best.
Yeah.
And you can sort of understand because he comes from a world title, a championship sort of level, before he has this car accident and ridiculously picks himself up.
What are audiences going to love about this movie?
The performance that Miles Teller puts in is it's really great in that uncharacteristic of a lot of boxing movies. He's not a total villain. He's actually quite lovable, even though he's been totally insane. So you also don't get the sense that it's being glamorized, that everyone should go and try this. Please, if you break your neck, please, probably you shouldn't.
Exactly. Listen to your doctors.
But he's a real sort of represented as a real lovable teddy bear kind of a guy, and in real life he is too. He's got a good sense of humor even to this day. Yeah. Miles Teller does a great job with the character.
And what are audiences not going to like about this movie?
Like you said, boxing movies have a rich history in Hollywood. We're starting with The Raging Bull from Martin Scorsese back in the day. 2 years ago, Creed set a new bar, easily one of the best, hard to argue. But you've got to then reintroduce how are you going to edit differently? How are you going to exhibit a fight differently compared to other movies? How are you going to push this sort of genre, if you want to put it that way, forward? And it doesn't really make a strong enough go of that, of making itself memorable, as stand out as a crucial sort of new boxing movie. Man, I'm still in love with Creed, though, is the problem. So.
Absolutely. No, it's going to be amazing. Well, thank you so much, JP. I think the big question with that we have to ask you right now is how many popcorns do you give this movie?
I really don't want to, besmirch a boxer's name. Let's get myself into trouble. But it is possible as a popcorn movie. 6 out of 10.
6 out of 10?
Does the job.
Okay, does the job. There we go. 6 out of 10 does the job. JP seems like he likes this movie starring Miles Teller. Bleed for this.
Trying to pull
Definitely one that you want to check out. Thanks, JP.
Well, we're sticking to the theme of movies right now. It really is astonishing how we can find hope in the darkest of places, and that might quite literally be a cinema for you with this Friday's new release, The Shack, an uplifting story of a father overcoming a crisis of faith at the loss of his young daughter. Now, Mac Phillips is summoned by divine intervention to finally confront his pain in the very cabin of her murder under the spiritual care of 3 strangers. It sounds incredible. Now, we're giving away 5 copies of The Shack, William P. Young's best-selling novel. It's valued at 900 Rand. So to SMS or to win, to SMS the keyword movie, your name, your surname, and your email address to 33728. That's the keyword movie, your name, your surname, and the email address to 33728. SMSs are charged at R1.50 per SMS. Bundle and free SMSs do not apply. T's and C's do, however, and you can find them on our website, expressoshow.com. And also be sure to catch The Shack at your nearest New Metro cinema this weekend.
Find the best entertainment at New Metro Cinemas. It's your scene.
All right, stay tuned to your Feel Good Breakfast show. When we come back, we take a look at a Batman pregnancy announcement that has gone absolutely viral all across the interwebs. In fact, that's the way you do it now, ladies. If you want to announce your pregnancy, you dress like Batman, you get Bay to do the same thing as well. And then we're going to be listening to music from Jason Gladwin. He's our guest artist today. Can't wait to keep warm.
It's my Feel Good Breakfast Show.
Welcome to it. This is your Feel Good Breakfast Show, Expresso, only on SABC 3. What a lekker Tuesday it is indeed. Thank you for joining us. Right now, let's take a look at all those funny, random and interesting stories that's been making waves on social media.
Absolutely. Well, the very first one, a Reddit user by the name of Ocularis01 announced his wife's pregnancy with images from their superhero-themed photo shoot. Now, the wife was dressed as Batgirl, and she was holding up a small Robin costume, and of course, indicating this as their future child. And the photos have taken the online world by storm.
Why does Batman in that photo look like, I did not plan this?
I know, Batman's drinking, Batman looks sad, Batman was never ready.
Batman was never ready.
What to expect when you're expecting. This is so cool. Very
I love
nice.
this. I love this. Now I know why. You know, I can see why it went viral. It's very, very cool.
Definitely.
Listen, here's a bit of a feel-good story as well. So while on his way from Florida to Los Angeles, musician and saxophonist Kenny G, all right, he promised a mid-air performance if passengers, all right, would help the in-flight crew raise $2,000 for charity. When the crew actually reached his goal, Kenny performed, then walking up and down the aisle, playing with a whole aircraft.
That is, can you imagine
Very
Kenny
cool,
just walking up and down the aisles playing?
Yeah.
Absolutely amazing. Well, this one's pretty cool too. A stepmom to a 4-year-old Emily Player posted a photo on Facebook of her stepdaughter at a soccer game surrounded by her mixed family. Now, the post reads, "Because of us, I will never believe co-parenting can't work. I know through experience that it can work. Choose to do what's best for your child and everything will fall into place." Now, the picture has since garnered 87,000 shares and 34,000 reactions online.
Okay.
Absolutely amazing. Guys, why? It's all about the children.
I love that, putting the focus, you know, even though it's such a like a crazy kind of environment with parents and stepmoms and it's crazy, but the focus should be on the children at the end of the day.
100%.
Love that, love that. Well, that's the stories that's been trending online throughout the course of this week so far. No, it's only Tuesday, so lots more to come. But let us know what kind of stories caught your attention and let us know with that hashtag Expresso Show. Right now, let's get some music going on your Tuesday morning.
At Samsung, we develop technology so you can live life. Samsung, a way of life.
So at the age of 24, this young man next to me is on his way to superstardom, if he's not there already, with his latest single, Keep Warm, having reached 100,000 YouTube views. Absolutely amazing, and we're about to get treated to that very song right now. Here's Jason Gladwin, with Keep Warm.
I'll set myself on fire to keep you warm, keep you warm. And I'll set myself on fire to keep you warm, keep you warm. And I swear when you move it in slow motion, followed your footprints, they led me down to the ocean. And I like being young, but with you, I'm not scared of getting older. So hold your breath and oh my, let's let this wave wash over, wash over. And I'll set myself on fire to keep you warm, keep you warm. And I'll set myself on fire to keep you warm, keep you warm. It's only you and I, we're dancing together. All we need to do is slow it down. This room is empty and our hearts are heavy, but feel the love is out. And I don't care how hard it is being together, 'cause nothing's worse than being apart. All you need to know is that we are forever. I promise you under the stars. And I'll set myself on fire to keep you warm, keep you warm. I'll set myself on fire to keep you myself on fire to keep you warm, I'll keep you warm. And I'll set myself on fire to keep you warm, I'll keep you warm.
Jason Gladwin on your Feel Good Breakfast Show. Thank you very, very much. So wonderful performance here on your Feel Good Breakfast Show. Let us know what you thought about that on our Expresso Morning Show SABC3 Facebook page. And also a big shout out to Golden Circle for providing the technical equipment for that performance. We'll have more from Jason a little bit later on. Right now, it's time to take a look at the news headlines.
Thank you so much, Kat. In the national news this morning, Henry van Breda, accused of killing his parents and older brother in a frenzied axe attack at their home in an exclusive gated estate outside Stellenbosch, pleaded not guilty to murder in the High Court in Cape Town yesterday. He said in a statement that the murders were carried out by an axe-wielding intruder whom he could not recall, was laughing. 22-year-old van Breda is also charged with the attempted murder of his sister Marley, who is now 18, who survived but suffered severe head injuries. Health Minister Dr. Aaron Motsoaledi says despite achievements in prolonging lives through a massive rollout of ARV treatment, Africa still has a long way to go in combating the scourge of HIV and AIDS. Motsoaledi yesterday addressed delegates from China and various African countries at a China-Africa Health Ministers Conference in Pretoria. The multinational gathering is aimed at promoting the South Africa-China high-level cultural people-to-people exchange program. Now moving further abroad, Chinese President Xi Jinping urged restraints towards North Korea in a telephone call to US President Donald Trump yesterday, a day after Pyongyang threatened to sink the US aircraft carrier Carl Vinson. The telephone conversation is the second between the two leaders since they met in Florida earlier this month and is seen as a sign of their close communication. China has traditionally been North Korea's ally, but its stance towards its northern neighbors appears to be hardening. And then finally, the world's very first vaccine against malaria will be introduced in 3 countries, Ghana, Kenya and Malawi, starting in 2018. The World Health Organization said the jab had the potential to save tens of thousands of lives. The RTS vaccine trains the immune system to attack the malaria parasite, which is spread by mosquito bites. The vaccine needs to be administered 4 times, once a month for 3 months, and then a 4th dose 18 months later. Well, that was your 7 o'clock news update. Here's Kat with what's happening in the world of sport.
Thanks, Leanne. With Graham awaiting the greatest news, the biggest news of his life, I'll be handling the sports for today. Let's take a look at the headlines. Now, following this weekend's quarter-final action, the draw for the Nedbank Cup semi-finals took place last night. After surviving a close call in the last 8, beating Kaizer Chiefs on penalties, SuperSport United continue their quest to defend their title as they come up against Chippa United. The other last 4 match sees Golden Arrows up against Soweto Giants, Orlando Pirates. Now, round 25 of the Premier Soccer League takes place tonight with a battle of the top 5 to look forward to. The tie of the evening sees Cape Town City FC welcome Kaizer Chiefs. Now, of course, Cape Town City currently occupy top spot on the log with 46 points, and Chiefs are 1 point back in 3rd place. Tonight's other fixtures also have Sundowns up against Ajax, Wits welcome SuperSport United, while Orlando Pirates face Baroka FC. In cricketing news, former Proteas fast bowler Lonwabo Tsotsobe has been charged by the Cricket South Africa for breaching their personnel anti-corruption code. Tsotsobe's offences include match fixing and accepting bribes during the 2015 Ram Slam T20 Challenge. And Tsotsobe, of course, made his debut for the Proteas in 2009 in a T20 matchup against Australia in Melbourne. Finally, Imran Tahir's rising Pune Giants earned their 4th Indian Premier League win this season as they beat the Mumbai Indians by 3 runs last night. Batting first, the Super Giants managed 160 for the loss of 6 wickets, and in reply, Mumbai fell just short, making it to 157 for the loss of 8 in their 20 allotted overs. IPL action continues tonight as the Royal Challengers Bangalore welcome the Sunrisers Hyderabad. That's it for your sports update. We'll have another one for you a little bit later on. Right now, let's take a look at what's happening on your roads.
Thank you so much, Kat. That's right. Let's quickly take another look and see what's happening out on the roads this morning. Take a look at Gauteng, Bedford View this morning on the N12 highway, and that's westbound. There has been an accident involving 3 vehicles before the Galulies interchange, and you can expect very heavy delays approaching the scene. And in Cape Town, Athlone, there are heavy delays on the N2 inbound from Matroosfontein and Hospital Bend. That's where we leave your traffic for now. Please drive with care if you're taking to the roads. Increase those following distances and slow down those speeds and reach your destination safely. Right now, though, let's get another look into your weather for your Tuesday. And it seems that most parts of the country can expect a cool start to the morning with a couple of light showers in certain areas as well expected. Polokwane starting off on 9 degrees minimum, reaching a high of 20. Mbombela 13, 22. Pretoria 9, 21. Johannesburg begin op 8, dit styg na maximum van 20. Mahikeng 9, 22. Klerksdorp 10, 24. Kimberley begin op 12, dit styg na 26 grade. Bloemfontein 5 grade minimum, lekker koud, maar 'n warmer 24 later. Richards Bay 17, 24. Pietermaritzburg op 11 grade, dit styg na 20. Durban 18, 22. Mthatha begin op 8, dit styg na 21 grade. Oos-London 15, 22. Cradock 5, 25. Port Elizabeth 13, 22. George begin op 13, dit styg na 23 grade. Sutherland on 10 this morning, reaching a high of 22. Cape Town 16, 28. Worcester 13, 31. Springbok 15, 26. And Uppington starting off on 16 degrees minimum, reaching a nice and warm maximum of 28 degrees. That's a wrap of your weather for the 7 o'clock bulletin. I'll be back in an hour just after 8 with another look at those temperatures.
Thank you so much, Mr. Straydom. Well, it's time for us to head to social media. Of course, today we're talking about the hashtag that's trending, Tuesday Thought. Share your Tuesday thoughts with us. Tuesday Thought, let's see, troublesome circumstances come to make us more grounded. Never lose hope. Make yourself solid. I like that one. Let's see what else is trending. Also, accept what is, let go of what was, and have faith in what will be. Very, very cool hashtag Tuesday Thought. Let's see, Ashwani says, limitations live only in your mind. But if we use our imaginations, our possibilities become limitless. And then finally, let's end off with Ziggy. Ziggy says, success comes when you find something you love and perfect it. Very, very nice inspirational stuff this Tuesday morning. So if you need some inspiration, go and check out hashtag Tuesday Thought.
It's hashtag Tuesday motivation. It seems like it's Monday motivation, Tuesday motivation, Wednesday wisdom.
What happened to Travel Tuesday?
Thursday thunder. Oh, it's crazy.
I don't know, crazy. Listen, anyway, some more crazy stuff happening on your Fiogo Breakfast Show this morning. Tech story after the break. The future of typing with your mind.
Wow.
With your mind. Facebook has got big plans.
Hashtag Kiboloi. And then also we take a look at the latest gaming gear. For all our gamers out there, pull up your coffee cup and sit tight. We'll be back after this. welcome back. Dumela wena moghaetsa go itumedisa jang go itisa le wena on your feel good breakfast show Expresso on SABC3. Re a leboga go nna le wena. It's time for us right now though to play a quick weekly game that we do on a Travel Tuesday, where of course we give you some clues and we show you beautiful pictures of a wonderful location and you get to guess where in the world. So switch on those travel smarts.
Yeah, beautiful pictures like this one. Okay, clue number one. This morning, we're looking for the name of a city in a northeastern Moroccan city, often referred to as the country's cultural capital.
Now, our mystery location is mainly known for its Medina, the largest living walled Islamic ancient city in the world.
Right, and for the first time visited to the ancient Medina, the sight of satellites, a lack of cars, strange smells and sounds bombard the senses.
But every neighborhood in the Medina must also have a mosque, a public bath, communal bakery, a school, and a fountain. In the Medina, there are over 300 mosques,
Wow,
in fact.
amazing. Now, did you know that the tannery dye pits are also famous to the city and export quality dyed leather merchandise worldwide?
See, that's where you lost me immediately there. I would have thought India when you talk about the tannery dye pits.
Yeah.
But, okay, today is this is a difficult one for me also. Anyway, that's what it is, and then let us know what you think where is our mystery destination, of course, when you're guessing on Facebook or on Twitter, use our hashtag Expresso Show. But if you, of course, because it's a Travel Tuesday, we're staying on the continent this time around for the final part of our African Travel Bucket List series. Now, do you have children?
Yep.
Do you feel like an African adventure?
I do.
Well, this one's for you.
Thank you.
It's time to go exploring again. Now we've touched on African travel bucket list tips for singles, for couples, and now it's time to see what's on offer for families. Ashley Jaren joining us in studio again this morning. How are you?
I'm very well, thank you.
I am so excited about Africa. Thank you so much for opening up our minds to everything that's on offer. But when it comes to family, why is Africa such an attractive travel destination?
Oh, Africa is perfect for families.
Yeah.
Not only from the amazing scenery and the wildlife, but the educational value that it brings for kids when you're bringing them to such a spectacular destination. They get to meet the different people, they get to interact with the culture, they learn the history. It's phenomenal for families with older kids, younger kids. It's awesome.
I know, I love traveling with family. There's just nothing like it. It's really, really memorable. But when it comes to maybe your top 3 travel destinations within Africa, where would you suggest we go?
I definitely think it depends on, of course, what type of family you're traveling with. Of course, if there's younger children, you want to be considerate of areas that maybe aren't malaria or yellow fever. So South Africa would be the #1 destination, I think, for first-time travelers to Africa, because there's so much on offer, including a safari, Cape Town with Table Mountain, Boulders Beach, the winelands for the parents, but of course there's some things for the kids as well. And then, of course, if you want to explore further, you can go up into Botswana.
Lovely.
Victoria Falls is magical for the kids to see. So there's endless options as well, but I would say it's definitely South Africa for families traveling with kids.
Absolutely. Now the parents are probably saying, money, 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 money. What's it going to look like in terms of the budget? Because I'm sure it would, depend on how big the family is.
Of course. Size of the family is going to be a determining factor, and of course the ages of the children. Fortunately, a lot of places and destinations are very favouring to families travelling, so kids under a certain age travel for free. A lot of the properties cater for families in terms of family rooms, so they make it really comfortable for families to travel. So cost is a factor, but we work with our clients very closely to make sure that the right destinations and properties are chosen to make it acceptable and affordable for them.
That's why we're so happy that you, the experts, are here to help us through that.
Of course.
And then finally, what can families look forward to before setting off on their African adventures? What should they consider? A final thing.
Definitely the time of the year that they're wanting to travel, to make sure that it caters for their interests in terms of where they're wanting to go, the type of experience that they're looking for. Again, like I said earlier, whether they're willing to consider going to destinations that require them to have vaccinations or take anti-malaria medication, for example, those are going to be all factors that you would want to consider before choosing the destination you want to go to.
Wow, thank you so much, Ashley. You've opened up our minds as to the beauty and splendor that Africa is, and I can't wait to start exploring.
Awesome.
Oh, absolutely amazing. Well, that was the last in our African Travel Bucket List series, and we hope that it's inspired you to explore more of Africa.
So from travelling through Africa, bringing it back down to the Expresso kitchen with the lovely Amy Hopkins this morning with guilt-free desserts, because we all want to have a little sweet treat throughout the cold winter months, and this is just the thing. And it's good for me because it's protein-packed, which is amazing. I love it.
For people like us to do a lot of workout and stuff, we always need to try and get different proteins and enough protein in our diet for muscle repair and stuff like that. So this is a treat that I make quite a few times. A lot of my friends say, Ames, you really crave chocolate stuff, but we just worried we're going to eat something unhealthy. But this you can basically eat for breakfast. I totally eat this for breakfast sometimes. I mean, we've basically got eggs.
You gave me the green light. I'm so having it for breakfast right now. Okay.
So it's essentially just eggs. We've got some lovely almond flour here. We've got a little bit of honey and some oranges, because oranges are obviously coming into season now, full of vitamin C. And I love a chocolate-orange combination. Some people are a little bit scared of it. They're like, oh, it's a bit radical.
It's a good combination.
But it's a very subtle flavour. So let's get whisking.
Let's get whisking.
Put you to work now.
Yeah, there we go. That's my job.
Okay. So we've got 4 eggs here. Basically, you're just going to whisk that up till they're kind of nice and frothy. We're going to start squeezing in a little bit of orange juice while you whisk here. Try not to get some in your eye while I'm squeezing it.
Imagine. Yeah,
I do that all the time.
Look, man, like I know it's also kind of a fun thing when your kids growing up, you know, you want to try and get that orange peel in your eye of your brother or something like that, you know? Good fun, but not right now.
No. We've got a whole day ahead of us still.
That's the thing.
So there you go. You kind of want to just have the juice of about 1.5 or 2 oranges. And we're going to add a little bit of zest in here as well. So just grab a teaspoon from your other hand. So you basically just got a little bit of orange zest here and a little bit of vanilla. You can use good quality vanilla essence or just vanilla seeds straight from the pod. Yeah. And then, how's that on doing? You fine?
That's good. Actually, it's really good, eh? This boxing training is paying off.
Yeah, there you go, good. We have to make sure you're doing something, so.
That's it.
A little bit of honey in here as well, not too much, just to kind of take that edge off. Then we've got some beautiful melted raw cacao, or if you can't find raw cacao, you can use about 90% Lindt, as long as it's a good quality dark chocolate. So if you can whisk while I pour this guy in.
There we go.
There we go, beautiful, beautiful.
So how did you kind of melt that? Just over like the
so you can basically just melt it, you know, place a glass bowl over a small pot so it steams and you gently melt the chocolate. You can do it in the microwave as well, but you have to watch it very carefully. Yeah. So now we're just going to add, there you can see it's starting to get nice and thick.
Look at that.
We're going to add a little bit of baking powder, about a teaspoon. And, oh, that looks divine. And some almond flour. Now, almond flour, you kind of want to add a little bit and mix as you go because it really sucks up a lot of that kind of moisture. So add a little bit more and then I think we're about done. Yeah, amazing, perfect. And obviously, depending on how gooey or soft or fluffy you like your brownies, you kind of just go with that. I like them being a little bit gooey. Yeah, that's perfect.
Right.
And it'll actually, as it sits, it gets a little bit, you know, thicker over time.
Yes, because it'll still absorb that almond flour.
So what we're going to do then is just take a brownie tin that's greased and you just kind of pour that batter in gently.
Easy, but that's the thing about brownies. It's quick, it's easy, it's no fuss to make.
Can you smell that chocolate orange? It's amazing.
So amazing. Listen, SMS the keyword brownie to 33728. That's brownie to 33728. And then we'll send you everything you need to know straight to your cell phone so you can make this healthy, delicious, guilt-free treat that you can enjoy.
And you cook it for about 10 minutes or 8 minutes, not even. Just very cool, very easy. Done.
Awesome. Done, dusted. There we go. Amy, thank you very much.
Pleasure.
Appreciate that, eh? So there we have 2 desserts that you can enjoy guilt-free over the nice winter period as well. If you want to check out both those recipes, just log on to our website, expressoshow.com. Both will be there. But for our protein-packed brownies this morning, SMS the keyword brownie to 33728. Amy, you legend.
Thank you.
There we go.
Yes.
Now, South Africa is making great strides in producing fantastic female athletes and especially in putting forward a lot of growth in sporting codes that were usually dominated by males, like rugby and cricket. Now, a lady who is leading the sprint in the development of women's cycling in South Africa is Ashley Moolman-Pasio. Keep that name at the top of your mind because not only is she a fascinating and fantastic athlete, but also a proud ambassador of Biogen.
Biogen, for the results you want.
As one of SA's most decorated lady cycling champions, Ashley Moolman-Pasio needs no introduction. I'm here at the Atlantic Seaboard where I'm about to catch up with her for some feel-good fitspiration.
Olympian, African and South African road cycling champion Ashley Moolman-Pasio is a proud advocate for women in sport. She's one of the top 10 female cyclists in the world, raced for top teams around the globe, and she's a long-standing ambassador for Biogen.
Ashley, Biogen's been part of your journey for a number of years now. What made you decide to stick with them consistently throughout the years?
Yeah, I've been with Biogen for almost 8 years now. It started off as me joining a team which they sponsored, and now it's a personal relationship. I'm an ambassador for them, and what I really love about Biogen is I love the values-driven aspect of the company. I love their energy, and I love that they're always working to improve their products. You know, as a high-performance athlete, it's about being my best, and that's why Biogen's such a great fit.
As a Biogen ambassador, you're part of their Be Your Best campaign where you encourage people to explore their full potential. What has been your motivational force in life?
When I was in my final year of school, I actually suffered a very severe head injury, and I made a miraculous recovery, and I suppose in that I realized that you know, God saved me for a reason, and I feel that I have a purpose in life, and I really like to inspire others to find their passion, to overcome the obstacles, and to be their best. So that's what inspires me every day to get on my bike.
Ashley graduated as a chemical engineer student from Stellenbosch University, where she met her husband, triathlete Carl Passio, who introduced her to competitive cycling. She frequently travels abroad for races and maintains a daily training regime.
I usually start the day with an easy breakfast, answer a few emails while I'm drinking a cup of coffee, and then I head out for a training ride. And training ride can be anything from 2 hours to 6 hours, depending on the time of the season. You know, in the off season where there's not a lot of racing, then it's a lot of long riding, so endurance miles. But closer to the races, the training sessions can become a bit shorter, and then it focuses on intensity and sharpening up for the races.
This dynamic athlete is an advocate for the development of women's cycling and wants to see more girls and women taking up the sport.
I think there has been great growth in terms of the grassroots level of the sport, getting more women to participate in the sport and seeing more women on bikes. However, unfortunately, we do have some challenges in South Africa. I don't think it's necessarily very safe for women to train by themselves, so I think a lot of work could still be done to help create safer environments for young girls and women to train. And then, of course, the pathway for young women to come over to Europe and to pursue a career internationally. I don't really feel that we have a great structure to support our youngsters at this point in time. That's definitely something that I feel very passionate about and that I'm doing my best to work on.
Ashley is a strong believer in following one's passion and living with zest for life, and she's fantastic inspiration to get out there and be your best.
Well, some feel-good fitspiration indeed. And in honor of Ashley, this week, Dis-Chem and Biogen have an incredible endurance hamper up for grabs, which is ideal for the active trainer looking to achieve optimal performance and recovery.
Yeah, now, to win, all you have to do is SMS the keyword Biogen to 33728. You can enter as many times as you wish and increase your chances of winning. SMSs are charged at R50. No free SMSs apply, and T's and C's can be found on expressoshow.com.
And of course, as you know, last week we had a digestion hamper up for grabs, and congratulations to Dana Kitzman for winning. You'll be receiving a hamper packed with supplements, probiotics, fibers, and healthier food alternatives that will kickstart your wellness journey and have you feeling fresh and amazing in no time.
Absolutely. Now, don't forget, every time you enter our weekly competition, you receive a free entry into the grand prize lucky draw, where one viewer will be rewarded with 1,000 Rand in Dis-Chem shopping vouchers every single month for an entire year. Wow. So that's like it's 12,000 Rands worth of Dis-Chem products that you can then have. So make sure that you watch and that you do enter to win.
All right, thank you so much, guys. Lots more heading away on your Feel Good Breakfast Show for this Tuesday. We're going to jump back in the kitchen in just a little bit with Angie Boyd. Now, I'm sure you've had your carrot cakes, you've had your sweet potato cakes, but have you ever heard of something like a zucchini cake? I know, it did have me raise an eyebrow as well, but apparently it's quite nice. We're going to try it out a little bit later on. And then some great feel-good music from the man himself, Jason Gladwin. He's here, he performed for us earlier on, and he is simply phenomenal. He's going to take your Tuesday to a whole nother level. We'll be back after the break.
The sirens from over the hill. Yeah, that's cool. Perfect. Okay. Tell me why I'm a wanted man with a name to give. Look behind me, fire in the town and smoke in the field. Said I don't know why I'm running still.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
A very warm welcome back to your feel-good breakfast show. Travel Tuesday inspiration. Whatever it is you may need, we've got it right here for you, baby. Right now, though, let's quickly take a look at the headlines where international entertainment news is concerned. Leah, what do we have?
I like how you said we've got it right here for you, baby.
Yeah, baby.
Listen, if you had an opportunity to go on a date with Amber Heard, would you?
Amber Heard. You know
Johnny
what?
Depp's ex.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd be a little worried, I'm just saying. But anyways, other people aren't. Amber Heard and Elon Musk have made their relationship Instagram official. Now, Amber shared a snap of her and her rumored boyfriend out on, they were at a restaurant on Sunday. Now, in the pic, the 31-year-old has her arm around Elon's shoulder, while the South African-born businessman has a lipstick mark on his cheek.
Oh, there it is. Evidence. Why are they all looking at what are they looking at?
Now, the picture is actually captioned cheeky, and the couple also made their very first public appearance together over the weekend. Amber and Elon, who is 45, were spotted walking hand in hand at the Currumbin Wildlife Sanctuary in Australia. And according to reports, the two are joined by 2 of Elon's 6 children.
Oh, wow, yeah. Look, I mean, I probably would go on a date with her, but I don't think my girlfriend would appreciate that. So, like,
I don't know. She scares me a little.
Why?
She does. Hey,
she's got the Kristen Stewart
because
look about her.
I'm always worried about what happens when the relationship is not going well. You know, I feel like she's one of those people you wake up at night and she's staring at you. I'm just saying.
Okay, no, I'm not down for that. I'm not down for that. No.
You know, how would you feel? That's weird, right? Anyway, somebody who isn't weird and who I absolutely love, Gigi Hadid. She turned a young 22 on Sunday. She spent her birthday spoiled by family and friends, her nearest and dearest, being showered by love and especially her celebrity boyfriend, Zayn.
The cornrows going up in that.
Yeah.
Wow, okay.
And he actually gave her this cute little peach cake that says happy birthday, Gigi. It had a heart on it and just planted a young kiss on her cheek there. And the two of them look so in love. I wonder what's on. I think it's like it looks like it could be like a red velvet in there, you know,
in the cake.
Chocolate cake. Ooh.
Or it could just be like peach.
Peach cake. I don't know how I feel about peach cake.
Try it. Don't knock it till you try it.
Did you try it?
I haven't tried peach cake yet. Any bakers out there want to bake me a peach cake? Send it on over through to...
Send it with Amber Heard so she can watch Cat while he sleeps.
This is creepy.
Craziness. Listen, right now it's time for you to win something on your Feel Good Breakfast Show this morning. The Expresso New Metro Movie Club is happy to be giving away 4DX tickets to an exclusive pre-release screening of King Arthur, Legend of the Sword. And 4DX means that you will immerse yourself in this world with wind in your hair, fog, smells, lightning above your head, and chair movements as well. It is an incredible experience, exclusive New Metro, and here's how you can enter.
A classic story reimagined by director Guy Ritchie, King Arthur, Legend of the Sword is coming to cinemas. And you could be one of the first to see it in New Metro's multi-sensory 4DX cinemas ahead of release. To enter this Expresso New Metro Movie Club competition, SMS the keyword King Arthur and your name and city to 40675 by the 28th of April 2017. Terms and conditions can be found at expressoshow.com. Feel the power of King Arthur like never before with New Metro 4DX.
It sounds absolutely epic. What a movie. King Arthur in 4DX. Get entering right now. But also be sure to stay tuned to your Feel Good Breakfast Show Expresso every single day so you don't miss out on the next big screen title that we'll be announcing through the Expresso New Metro Movie Club.
Now, she leaves little notes on her lunchbox and after Bongiwe's school game, netball matches, and then also challenges her to a one-on-one friendly game. And it's these little moments, these little special inspired moments that inspired Bongiwe Siwela to surprise her mom with a special meal. With the help of McCain, Bongiwe made mom's favorite meal to thank her #1 fan, and the whole family was there, making it extra, extra special.
Surprise. What is it about? So we wrote an essay about your mom and they chose me to surprise you, and I made dinner. We did it on the netball court. Tebo and Didi are also here. We made steak, mashed potato, and then veggies.
I just want to let you know that I'm so proud of your achievements.
Thank you.
I'm going to try to support you all the time.
Okay.
What did you put in the steak?
Salt, pepper, butter, rosemary.
She's a lovely bunny.
There's no way I can thank her enough. This was just some way I could tell her how much I love her and how much she does for me, and that I do appreciate every little thing that she does for me.
Thank you for being the most amazing role model. Oh, thank you, Omi.
You're welcome. Now you don't have to make supper when you get home.
This is a surprise. I was really not expecting it. It was a pleasant surprise.
She's always there and she looks after me.
And because she was the only child for a long time, it made us closer.
She's like my best friend. She makes sure that I'm ready for school. She pressurizes me sometimes, but that's what moms are supposed to do, and she's my best friend.
Yes.
All right, so jumping back into the kitchen, this time with the lovely Angie Boyd, and we're making something rather interesting. If you're going to raise an eyebrow at this one, well, maybe yes, because I did when I first heard about this, but apparently it is delicious. But we all know that cake and vegetables, they're two food items that really just don't mix, okay? So we've got carrot cake, there's beetroot cake, even sweet potato cake, but how about vegan zucchini cake slices? Angie?
Yeah.
Really?
Why not?
Why not? You got me there.
If you can add carrots, you can
Why
add
not?
zucchini.
Okay, so what's the deal? Why does it work so well?
Well, it works. I mean, the zucchini is actually quite a neutral flavour, a little bit like carrots. You know, that you're not really going to taste the zucchini, but it adds that health factor.
Okay.
These are vegan friendly, so, you know, we've taken the recipe and then we've got to change it around a little bit. So no eggs, no dairy, nothing like that, no butter, you know, no milk, no yogurt. So what we've got is we've got some sugar.
All right.
Which is perfectly fine. We've got some cake flour.
Just your normal cake flour?
Yes, and it's a very straightforward recipe. It's a little bit like a muffin mix. And then we've got some soy flour. Now, the soy flour is actually your egg replacer.
I see.
So it boosts the protein content of the recipe, because now we don't have the eggs.
Yes.
And then we've got a little bit of coconut flour as well. That just boosts the starch content. And then we've got salt, bicarb, and baking powder, because it's got to rise.
It's got to rise.
So that's the dries in one bowl. And then very
Right.
straightforward, we just mix all the liquid ingredients in another bowl. So I've got some mashed banana. So it's actually quite a healthy, it looks a bit weird, hey? We've got some water in there, some mashed banana. So it's fairly healthy. The banana also boosts the protein and the starch content.
Okay.
And we just mix that together. And then we've got some canola oil.
Okay.
You could use olive oil as well, if you wanted to make it super healthy.
Okay, but if you use olive oil, you'll get that.
You'll get that
kind of a
flavour,
taste,
which
that
actually
flavour as
goes
well, which could be
rather
nice,
well
actually.
with the courgette, zucchini,
Yeah.
courgette, baby marrow, same thing.
Yes.
And then we've got a little bit of lemon zest.
All right.
That adds, and then fresh lemon juice. So lemon and zucchini actually goes extremely well together. So it's almost got a really faint lemon flavour.
Yes.
And you don't honestly taste the courgette or zucchini. I call it courgette.
Well, you know what? It's eggplants, you know, aubergines,
Aubergines,
same thing.
all the same thing.
Yeah,
Right.
exactly.
Okay.
Very interesting. What have you done with your courgettes?
Grated them.
Did you cook them down first?
No,
or
not at all.
Raw like
so
that?
they're raw. I mean, they're quite soft. You can actually eat them raw.
Okay.
I often eat them raw in a salad. They're beautiful.
Right.
So liquids into the dries. So it's a quick mix method.
Okay, so you just kind of throw everything in
Throw
together.
everything in together.
Lovely.
And then once that's mixed through. So these I've just rinsed the courgettes and then finely grated them.
All right, there we go.
And then we just chuck that in. So it's kind of like green. Looks
My
healthy.
goodness, yeah.
And
I'm
then
so keen to kind of try this, you know, because it's different. I love carrot cake, I love the sweet potato cake, beetroot
Yes,
cake I've tried as
it
well.
all works.
Yeah. On that note, if you want to get your hands on this rather interesting recipe, something maybe you haven't tried before, but definitely adding a health factor to your baking, being it vegan and there's courgettes in there, SMS the keyword cake to 33728. That's cake to 33728. They will send you everything you need.
Thanks,
What-
Yun.
Is that it?
That's it.
It
That's
feels like we should
perfect.
be mixing more.
No,
but,
it really is that straightforward. Goes into a tin, baked at 170. It takes about an hour to bake, though it does, and it
Yeah.
has a slightly denser texture because of the courgette in there.
Yes, I
you know,
can
because it is
understand.
quite moist. So, and then we've topped it with some coconut icing, so it's just coconut milk icing sugar, and a little bit of toasted coconut. There we
Easy
go.
as that. I love it. Vegan courgette cake slices. Try that out. The keyword is cake. SMS that to 33728. Angie, you really came to surprise us this morning with a rather interesting recipe. Really appreciate it. So
Something
check it
different.
out on our website as well, expressoshow.com. Everything will be loaded right there for you.
Thank you so much, Ewan. Well, still to come on your Feel Good Breakfast Show, we're going to be sharing with you how you can start your day off on the right note, as if you haven't already done so by watching Expresso.
And if you need a right note to start on, we've got 6 of them here, okay? Jason Gladwin is here to perform live on your Feel Good Breakfast Show, and after the break, he performs a song from one of his favorite artists all across South Africa, a song called The Sirens. You might know it. Stay tuned for that after the break.
Hello from the other side. I must have called 1,000. Yo, yeah, that is so cool. She's got diamonds on the soles of her shoes. Tana, tana, hawawa, tana, tana, hawawa, tana, tana. Homeless, homeless, in moonlight sleeping on a midnight cliché, cliché, oh yeah, cliché, oh yeah, cliché, oh yeah, midnight cliché, oh yeah. Where are we?
It's my feel. It's my Feel Good Breakfast Show.
Welcome back, and thank you so much for joining us on your Feel Good Breakfast Show Expresso on SABC3, where we've been enjoying the music of Jason Gladwin this morning, a man who's gone from his music being on his SoundCloud page to sharing the stage with musical heavyweights Mikasa, and right now he's just completed a song that he's about to record with DJ Kent. But before he does that, we still got him here in the studio, and he's about to pay homage to one of his favorite bands in South Africa, Ben Day and the Concrete Lions, performing The Sirens.
Siren from over the hill. Tell me why I'm a wanted man with a name to get. Behind the fire in the town and the smoke in the field. Said I don't know why I'm running still. I'll keep straight on towards the sun. I'll keep on smiling whilst you see the fighting's been raging since the world was young. Oh, but the time has gone. And we'll hear them cry, Baba, Baba, Babylon. 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 I'll weep and cry till this day is done. Bid farewell to my demons, bid farewell to their God. God, now the valleys and homes overrun. Oh, the quiet rebellion in the eyes of everyone. And we'll hear them cry, Baba, Baba, Babylon. 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 Siren from over the hill. Tell me why I'm a wild-tailed man with a name to him. Oh, we're behind the fire in the town and smoke in the field. Oh, I said I don't know why I'm running still. But we'll hear them cry, Baba, Baba, Babylon. And we'll hear them cry, Baba, Baba, Babylon. And we'll hear them cry, Baba, Baba, Babylon. And we'll hear them cry, Baba, Baba, Babylon.
Give it up, man. Jason Gladwin on your Feel Good Breakfast Show. Very, very nice, man. All right, so you gave us some original music up front, and right now, this song, The Sirens. Why is Ben Day and the Concrete Lion such an inspiration to you?
It's quite strange because Ben, it was weird. I played at my first album launch at Cafe Rue, and I saw this guy sitting there, and I thought, geez, this is Ben Day. I've been listening to his music for ages. And it's so weird because they got such an international sound that I had no idea they were actually from South Africa.
Wow.
Until, I mean, I saw him at Cafe Rue. So it was quite a surprise to me. I just thought it's such a, it's just quality music. And it's right up my alley. So
great sound, man. I can't wait to hear the story of how you linked up with DJ Kent to make this dream a reality, because, I mean, he's one of the biggest, superpowers in terms of DJing and music in South Africa. So stay tuned for that and more. And in the meantime, also let us know what you thought about that cover of The Sirens on your Feel Good Breakfast Show. Right now, let's catch up with the headlines.
In die nasionale nes Henry van Breda wat daarvan aangekla word dat hy sy ouers en ouer broer in Januarie 2015 in 'n waansinnige bylaanval in hulle woning op 'n luukse golflandgoed buite Stellenbosch om die lewe gebring het, het gister in die Kaapstadse Hooggeregshof onskuldig gepleit. Hy het in 'n verklaring gesê die moorde is deur 'n indringer met 'n byl gepleeg en hy kan onthou dat die aanvaller gelag het. Van Breda word ook aangekla vir poging tot moord op sy suster Marley, nou 18, wat oorleef het. Die minister van Gesondheid, Dr. Aaron Motsoaledi, sê ondanks prestasies met die verlenging van lewensduur deur 'n grootskeepse toediening van antiretrovirale behandeling, het Afrika nog 'n lang pad om te loop in die stryd teen HIV-vigs. Motsoaledi het afgevaardigdes uit China en verskeie Afrika-lande gister in 'n China-Afrika gesondheidsministerskonferensie in Pretoria toegespreek. Die byeenkoms is daarop gerig om die Suid-Afrika-China hoëvlak kulturele program, bekend as die People-to-People Exchange Program, te bevorder. Op die internasionale front, die Chinese president Xi Jinping het gister in 'n telefoonoproep aan die Amerikaanse president Donald Trump weerhouding teenoor Noord-Korea gevra, 'n dag nadat Pyongyang gedreig het om die VSA vliegkampskip, die Carl Vinson, te sink. Die telefoongesprek was die tweede tussen die twee leiers sedert hulle vroeër van dese maand in Florida ontmoet het en word beskou as 'n teken van die goeie kommunikasie tussen hulle. Tradisioneel was China nog altyd Noord-Korea se bondgenoot, maar dit wil voorkom of sy gesindheid teens sy noordelike buurman besig is om te verhard. En dan ten slotte die wêreld se eerste inentingsstof teen malaria sal in 2018 in Ghana, Kenia en Malawi toegedien word. Die Wêreldgesondheidsorganisasie sê die naaldprik het die potensiaal om lewens van 10.000 te red. Die RTS-inentingsstof lei die immuunstelsel as te ware om op die malaria-parasiet wat deur muskietbyt versprei te word aan te val. Dit is nodig dat die inentingsstof 4 keer toegedien word, 1 keer per maand vir 3 maande en 'n 4de dosis 18 maande daarna. Well, that was your 8 o'clock news update. Here's a final look at what's happening in the world of sport.
Thank you very much, Liana. Following this weekend's quarter-final action, the draw for the Nedbank Cup semi-finals took place last night. And after surviving a close call in the last 8, beating Kaizer Chiefs on penalties, SuperSport United continue their quest to defend their title as they come up against Chippa United. The other last 4 match sees Golden Arrows up against Soweto Giants Orlando Pirates. Now, round 25 of the Premier Soccer League takes place tonight with the battle of the top 5 to look forward to, and the tie of the evening sees Cape Town City FC welcome Kaizer Chiefs. Now, Cape Town City are currently occupying the top spot with 46 points, and Chiefs are 1 point back in 3rd place. Tonight's other fixtures have Sundowns up against Ajax, Wits welcome SuperSport United, while Orlando Pirates entertain Baroka FC. Former Proteas fast bowler Lonwabo Totobe has been charged by Cricket South Africa by breaching their personnel anti-corruption code. Totobe's offences include match fixing count, accepting bribes during the 2015 Ram Slam T20 Challenge. Now, Totobe made his debut for the Proteas in 2009 in a T20 matchup against Australia in Melbourne. And finally, Imran Tahir's rising Pune Giants earned their 4th Indian Premier League win this season as they beat the Mumbai Indians by 3 runs last night. Batting first, the Super Giants managed 160 for the loss of 6, and in reply, Mumbai fell just short, making it to 157 for the loss of 8 in their 20 allotted overs. IPL action continues tonight as the Royal Challengers Bangalore welcome the Sunrisers Hyderabad. And that's it for your sport on your Tuesday morning. Right now, let's take a look at your traffic.
All right, thank you so much, Kat. Yes, let's quickly take a look at your roads. In Gauteng, Sandton on the M1 highway southbound, there are heavy delays from Greyston Drive, and that's all the way towards the CBD. Then in Cape Town, Ottery, there are heavy delays on the M5 inbound, Ottery Road approaching the N2 interchange. Please be patient on that route and allow for some extra travel time this morning. That's where we leave your traffic. If you're still heading out on the roads, please be careful. Increase those following distances. Make sure you don't drive fast and reach your destinations safely. Let's quickly take a last look at your weather. Het lyk of meeste dele van die land 'n lekker koel begin kan verwag vanoggend met 'n paar ligte reënbuie vir sekere plekke wat voorspel is. Jou temperature Polokwane begin op 9, dit styg na maksimum van 20, Mbombela 13, 22, Pretoria 9, 21, Johannesburg begin op 8, dit styg na 20 grade maksimum, Mahikeng 9, 22, Klerksdorp 10, 24, Kimberley begin op 12, dit styg na 26 grade maksimum, Bloemfontein 'n koue 5 grade minimum, maar dit styg na matige 24, Richards Bay 17, 24, Pietermaritzburg 11, 20, Durban starting off on 18, reaching a high of 22 degrees, Mthatha 8, 21, East London 15, 22, Cradock 5, 22, Port Elizabeth 13, 22, George starting off on 13, reaching a high of 23 degrees with rather humid conditions today, Sutherland on 10 minimum, reaching a high of 22, Cape Town 16, 28, Worcester on 13 and a maximum of a hot 31, Springbok 15, 26, and Uppington 16 with a maximum of 28. And that's a wrap of your weather here on your Feel Good Breakfast Show for your Tuesday morning.
Thank you so much, Straydon. Well, let's head over to social media, shall we? Because we still need to find out where our mystery city was. Of course, we gave you a clue this morning saying that our mystery location is mainly known for its Medina, the largest living walled Islamic ancient city in the world. Where were we? I must tell you, we got answers from everywhere. There was North Africa, there was Casablanca, there was Pakistan, Marrakesh, there was, I think Rio also came in there, but I'm going to scroll down because it took me a long time to get to the actual answer. And this morning's mystery city is none other. Thank you so much, Tammy Lee Gous and Marilyn Geduld. Fez City. Morocco. That is where we are at today. So everybody giving different answers. I know it was a tough one today, but hopefully you'll continue to enjoy our Travel Tuesday game as we play it next week, same time, same place.
All right, thank you so much. Let's find out what is still ahead on your Feel Good Breakfast Show. A whole lot more on your Tuesday morning, indeed. So we got a health discussion coming your way, and it's a rather interesting one because we're focusing on your feet and how to make sure they stay healthy. Dr. Brandon Maggen is here this morning to run us through everything you need to know.
Yeah, and then speaking about health, what do chocolates and raisins have in common? They're toxic for your dog. You pay attention in class, okay?
I had no idea.
We're talking about ensuring that your environment at home is healthy for your pets too, so stay tuned for that.
It's my Feel Good Breakfast Show.
Welcome back to your Feel Good Breakfast Show. It's Expresso right here on SABC3. Now it's time for our weekly health segment, and today we focus our attention on those things that dangle off the end of your legs. They're known as feet. And today we're joined by podiatrist Dr. Brandon Maggen, and hopefully he can help us start our day off on the right foot.
Not
See
the
what I did
left.
there? How are you, Brandon? So good to have you on our show.
Good morning, guys. Thanks for having me.
This is a very interesting segment. We haven't addressed feet, I think, in quite a while on your Feel Good Breakfast
corns,
Show.
calluses, nails, you know,
Yes.
favorite topics.
Let's start at the beginning. So what exactly, it sounds horrible. What is a corn? How is it formed?
It's a horrible thing, as you correctly said, Ewan. A corn is a very thick, hard layer of skin that builds up over time over an area that's undergoing significant pressure. And it's a terrible thing because people are afflicted by it terribly.
Yeah.
So interestingly enough,
Is that it?
No, that could
more
be a
of a-
corn.
yeah.
Is it because it looks like a
That actually
corn
could be a
kernel?
wart. That could look like a wart.
Oh, yeah,
so
yeah.
what's interesting is that that's not necessarily over a bony prominence. A corn is always over an area of high pressure.
Okay.
So over knuckles, under the ball of the foot, in between the toes. Where that was, you could see it was an area where there's less pressure.
Okay.
So it's a buildup of hard skin that comes as a result of increased pressure.
And I suppose that's the difference, because I always wanted to know what's the difference between a corn and the difference between a callus.
So in fact, it's the same thing in essence. The truth is, the difference is the corn pushes into the flesh, the top layer, so it feels like a glass or a stone, where a callus stays on the surface. So it's over a broader area. So the pressure is dispersed, where a corn is direct, specific, pinpoint pressure.
So if you look at it like corns, what will cause it, basically? I mean, is it a shoe pressure? Is it that type
Absolutely.
of...
Yes, and yes, and yes. So corn is always high pressure, always. So those shoes, Leanne, I'm sorry, are going to cause corns on the sides of your toes.
Yes.
But also, for example, because of the heel, you're putting pressure on the ball of the foot. I'm picking on you because you
Like,
wore
well,
those
everyone
shoes.
just laughed. I'm like, it's a real thing, guys. Come on.
You chose to wear those shoes, right? Knowing I'm coming. Yours are better, Ewan. So if there's high pressure, what happens if a patient's got deformity or some kind of change to their foot, and there's a toe that's sitting like this and the shoe is rubbing on top? You know, it could be a good shoe, but it's any kind of friction or pressure that's going to cause that. So that's in essence what causes a corn, and everybody can get them.
All right, cool. So here's another one: ingrow toenails or ingrow nails. I mean, it could be it could be potentially very painful. All right. So what causes the ingrow nail, and also how can you prevent it? Because I know my mom told me when I was a kid, it's the way you cut your nails.
Yes. So the first thing is I wouldn't wish an ingrown nail on my worst enemy.
Yeah, no, true
because
story.
I've seen grown men cry. It's very, just that sort of thing like that is
Ouch.
incredibly painful. It's incessant and it's just a recalcitrant.
Yeah.
So an ingrown nail is when the side of the nail simply pushes into the flesh, and as the nail's growing forward, that little nail spike continues to grow through. So you're being stabbed, in essence, by your own toenail
Very
at
slowly.
the tip there where your nerves are so dramatically rich.
Yeah.
So it's a horrible thing. So the most common causes are, as you correctly said, Joanne, is incorrect cutting. We see this every day. People, the way they cut at various angles because they can't reach their toes. Elderly, people with boops, you know, people with back issues, people with eye problems. Multifocals are a big issue. You can't focus on the nail. The type of clipper they use means that you're cutting at all odd angles. You just need to miss one last millimeter of that on the side of the nail. And as it grows forwards, later on, it's going to penetrate your flesh.
Wow, so
Those
one
are the
more
most
reason
common
to do
causes.
those sit-ups, eh? Get down to your toenails.
Get rid of your book. Yeah.
Wow. I love this topic because I think a lot of us take our feet for granted. The fact that they work really, really hard.
They do.
And we don't often give them the care that we should. So we're going to continue this talk a little bit more with Dr. Brandon. And of course, if you have any feet-related issues, this is the time you want to give us a call, 083-913-3728. Do you want to talk about corns, calluses, ingrown toenails? This is the space. It's a safe space. We'll definitely chat with the doctor in a little bit.
Right now, though, we are shining the spotlight on our four-legged friends, though. Feeding your dog treats and leftovers is something that a lot of dog owners, myself included, are guilty of. So understanding what could be toxic to them is something that we should all be aware of to ensure their top health.
Now, in our last Bravecto segment, we discussed lesser-known threats to your dogs that you can find in your homes. And today we continue on with that trend and look at foods that can be toxic to your dogs. And once again, Dr. Mats, a technical specialist from MSD Animal Health, the makers of Bravecto, is here to help us understand what foods around your house can actually be toxic to your dogs. Thank you once again for being here with us.
Pleasure.
And as we know, dogs would eat anything and everything that you put in front of them, but some foods out there are very dangerous and threatening to their health.
I think the first point that I want to make is try and stick to the commercial diets that are available. We have a habit of spoiling our loved ones, and sometimes if we don't know what we're giving, it could be a problem. So something as healthy as macadamia nuts that are very healthy for us are potentially toxic to animals. Things like chocolate, which we love and enjoy, can be toxic to them. We can have raisins and grapes that are really everyday kind of treats for us. They can be toxic. Even xylitol, which is well known to be a very safe option for us, can be potentially toxic to them.
Take us through these particular foods, especially the more common ones like your grapes and your raisins and your chocolates. How can each of these foods be dangerous and pose a threat to your dog's health?
I think a lot of it has to do with their physiology and whether they're able to metabolize it and break it down and get rid of any waste products. So things like raisins and grapes, they do not get metabolized adequately, so it builds up as a toxin to the kidneys, so you land up with kidney trouble. Onions, for example, that we use in our cooking can land up affecting the actual blood and the circulation in the body and causes anemia in these animals, so they turn pale. We can have chocolate, contains theobromine, so that's toxic and can cause vomiting, diarrhea, dehydration, weakness. Macadamia nuts give you weakness. Those legs go weak, they lie down, they can't get up. So it can all present quite differently, and unless we know what we're looking at, it can be quite hard to identify.
Yeah. So do you have a general rule? Like you said, we all love to spoil our loved ones, right? So sometimes you want to treat the dog to a nice little braai bone or something like that. Do you have a general rule to follow that if you are going to be going outside recommended veterinary diets, for instance, what not to feed your dog or what can you feed your dog? Is there a general rule that you kind of follow?
I think the rule of thumb is actually do your research before you give it. So understand what you're giving and understand how much of it. In toxic principles, it's always about too much. So if we give just below that, then it will never be a problem. So for example, grapes that are known to be poisonous, one grape will not do anything. But once we go past a certain limit, then we know it can be toxic.
Dr. Mats, thank you very much. I think the very important take-home from this is that at the end of the day, it is your responsibility as a pet owner to ensure that you've done your research in finding out and to make sure that you don't feed your dogs anything that can be harmful to them and rather stick to that veterinarian recommended diet.
Thank you so much, Dr. Matt. So go out and extend the picture of health for your dog and get in line to win awesome prizes with Expresso and Bravecto. Now, 3 lucky winners per week will walk away with a year's supply of Bravecto, and all the weekly winners go into the grand prize draw to win a Bravecto hamper and 5,000 Rand cash. So what you need to do is visit the Bravecto South Africa Facebook page or expressoshow.com to find out more.
For extraordinary pet, you need extraordinary care. Give your dog 12 weeks protection against ticks and fleas in just one tasty treat with Bravecto.
Well, it's time for us to return to our health segment with Dr. Brandon Maggen in the house. We're talking about foot health and, of course, things like calluses, corns, feet pain. Dr. Maggen, thank you so much for being here with us. You know what? Like we said, we sometimes disregard how important our feet are and everything that they've got to go through in a day just to get us from point A to point B. But let's talk about heel pain, for instance. I come from a family that have very, very specific foot needs, so I understand what bad feet are like. But heel pain, like, where does it begin? How can it be alleviated?
Heel pain is probably the most common thing any podiatrist anywhere in the world will get asked. So many people listening right now are suffering with heel pain.
Wow.
Heel pain is a broad topic because it can be under the heel, it can be at the back of the heel, it can be around the periphery of the heel. But the most common one is underneath the heel itself.
Yeah,
where
like
you're
there's a specific point.
There is exactly a point, you're 100% right. So heel pain is most commonly, there are many causes, but I'm going to talk about the more common one. Heel pain, like that's on the outside of the heel, but you can see he's rubbing on the back of the heel. So underneath the heel, the most common point is where a ligament attaches to the heel bone. At a certain point, that's the point you're probably referring to, Ewan, that over time pulls too tight, and there's still small micro tearing of that ligament itself. The most common part of the ligament, a big part to tear, is at the heel bone insertion. This ligament traverses the whole arch of the foot to the ball, so it's a very important ligament. It provides the base of the foot, which in essence is like a triangle shape, as you can see. This forms the base of the triangle, giving stability, support. So this ligament, known as the plantar fascia, is most commonly involved in heel pain. It causes tremendous problems. The most common thing that people tell you is when they get out of bed in the morning or after sitting for a period and standing back up, that's where they feel the most pain. And as they get moving, it eases up a bit. So to avoid this, obviously you don't want heel pain at all. No one wants heel pain. Remember, you're on your feet all the time. Just simple basic things like better shoes, good shoes. We'll talk about shoes, of course, later. What is it that you're doing, the activity, and are you wearing a shoe that matches that activity? If you're, for example, playing squash, we wouldn't do it barefoot. Think of the impact going through your feet. Or running on AstroTurf, you wouldn't do that in slip-slops. Those are things that will strain the plantar fascia and cause it to start to tear.
So at the end of the day, it's really all about just keeping the leg muscles healthy and in check, and make sure that you stretch also enough to kind of just ease the tension on those tendons.
You're going to hear me say this again, Ewan, just now, but sensibility, common sense is the most important thing. Common sense is like deodorant. The people who need it most never use it. That's my take. Because if, for example, you're going to play squash, for example, like I said, in flip-flops, you know, the muscles that are strong are going to take strain where there's vulnerability. So you're absolutely right. Keeping healthy and sensible is key, but matching the activity to the right shoe is better than anything you could possibly do longer term.
So let's talk about that. I mean, you mean different shoes. Is that kind of a go-to option for people wanting to alleviate foot pain in general? I mean, if they find that their feet's paining for some reason, a change of shoe might kind of do it for them.
Yes, absolutely. Because if you think about it, someone will tell you that a certain shoe, say this blue one, is most comfortable. Does it mean it's the most comfortable shoe involved, or is it an indictment on the rest of the shoes they've been wearing before? So is it the shoe that's matching the activity? So for example, take a housewife. You know, she's on her feet the whole day, all day. If she's wearing slippers or slip-slops, can you imagine that amount of load on her feet with the type of shoe is not going to do her any good? So absolutely right. So if, for example, I had to say to her, if I could convince her to wear a pair of, say, running shoes, just arguably just one shoe, and then do the amount of activity she's doing, surely she'll have more comfort and more support. So it's not to say it'll cure the problem, but certainly alleviate, and certainly go a long way to alleviate the problem.
Very, very interesting. Well, we are joined by Dr. Brandon Maggen. Of course, we're talking about foot issues. It's things that affect all of us and really can affect our general sense of happiness and well-being as well. If you have any questions for the doctor, you can give us a call on 083-913-3728. I want to talk swollen feet after this. Do you have any problems with swollen feet? We'll talk a bit more in a little bit.
Leanne, clearly you've got a great deal, many questions about this foot thing. Hey, well, we'll answer those questions after the break. In fact, we'll take a look at how diabetes can affect your feet. And then Tenji took a trip in exploring the very unique and booming market of antiques in South Africa. Very, very interesting stuff. Stay tuned for that. We'll be right back after these.
Let's go to the island, stand together, you and me.
The new Tropika Island of Treasure theme tune is bringing sunshine into the lives of children in need.
We can win this million. We're gonna find treasure by the
When you download the full song on iTunes or Google Play, proceeds from the sale of the song will be donated to CHOC Childhood Cancer Foundation, who support children with cancer and their families. Get the tune today and help make tomorrow a little brighter for brave boys and girls with Tropika Island of Treasure Seychelles. SMS CHOC to 33728 to receive the link to download to your phone. SMSs cost R1.50 and T's and C's are on tropika.co.za. Download and support these beautiful children.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back. You're tuning into your Feel Good Breakfast Show. We're talking about feet on your Feel Good Breakfast Show this morning. If you have any questions with regards to heel pain, we spoke about corns, we spoke about ingrow nails as well. Let us know. 0839133728 is the number. Dr. Brandon Maggen is here, podiatrist. He's answering all of your questions this morning.
I feel like I missed my calling in life. I feel like I could be like a really great foot doctor as well.
And we
I
could
don't
swap.
know. I love feet. I love feet. Okay, so we mentioned swelling in the beginning, but I want to speak specifically about people who suffer from diabetes. Yes. When it comes to that, what is the link between diabetes and your feet, and is swelling a massive thing that you have to deal with?
So, firstly, if I may, diabetes is probably the the highest risk factor of our practice daily. The link between diabetes and feet is massive. I consider them a marriage that's divorced. In other words, feet and diabetes don't go well together if you don't look after your diabetes. Okay. Worldwide, the biggest cause of hospital admissions worldwide that are not traumatic related are diabetic foot complications, because the risks and the costs are enormous. So the swelling is one part of it, you're absolutely right, Leanne, but the more common issues with diabetes, the end result is things like ulceration, and then infection, and then obviously we're trying to avoid gangrene, which we all know leads to things like amputation.
Of course.
Those are the big things, because if we get to that point, just an ulcer will cost more money than, if I remember right, about 6 months' worth of salary. That's the average of worldwide to repair, to get right. And then the resultant effect of that ulcer is that at least 60% of those ulcers will recur, and then most of those will land up in an amputation at some point in this patient's life. Okay. So the link between diabetes and feet cannot be underestimated in how they should be working in unison, not against each other.
That is a very interesting one. Listen, here's something interesting. I haven't heard this kind of phrase before. Peripheral vascular disease. Yes. What on earth does that mean when it comes to your feet?
Okay, so periphery means the ends of our body. Periphery, the end of anything. Okay. So in peripheral vascular disease, we're referring down to the bottom of the legs and feet in particular. The vascular concept is the blood vessels that bring blood back from the heart, back from the foot to the heart. The arterioles are the bloods that bring the vessels that bring blood to the foot. So if there's PVD, or peripheral vascular disease, there's an issue with the blood returning against gravity, up against gravity, back from the heart. So the blood, in essence, stays swollen. The leg stays swollen. It stays static, stasis in the leg. So you don't have a perfect circulation. Remember, blood's got to come down and come back up again. So it afflicts people in many respects, in many ways.
How do you treat that? I mean, is there a cure for something like that?
So PVD, peripheral vascular disease, is a chronic condition. So it's happened over a significant period of time. The most common thing with a pure PVD, if there's no complications like arterial disease or an arterial component, is to try and compress the leg. So we use stockings, vascular stockings. They're graded, meaning they're tighter towards the ankle and looser toward the knee. So they're squeezing blood. Remember, you've got to go up against gravity. If we could walk on our hands, not that we should, but if we could, the blood will fall down. And in essence, you've cured it, but you'll cause PVD in your arms, right? So gravity is a big component, and we need healthy veins with their valves inside to return the blood against gravity up. So exercise is the key ingredient. This, because you're constantly moving, requiring your blood to flow, which means you're asking blood to get down, so it's got to come back up in an equal direction, an equal way.
Sure. Very, very informative stuff. I could talk about this all day. Well, we're going to continue with our talk one more time with the doctor. After this, we're going to be chatting about sports and how your feet is affected through things like jogging, and also what kind of feet do you have? Do you have a flat foot? Do you need an instep? And of course, how that affects your walking and your posture and your hips and all of those things. All that more coming up on your Feel Good Breakfast Show. Do give us a call, 083 913 3728.
All right, thank you, team. Now, one way that you could describe some people's feet, I guess, is antiques, but that is a diss, and I'm not trying to diss anybody out there. But what I'm saying is that let's talk about antiques, and of course, we know that buying antiques can be quite a fabulously chic way of recycling old items, but it isn't always a very cheap exercise. So, Tenji set out to find out more about the investment value of antique items and was all too keen to uncover the beauty and uniqueness of South Africa's booming antiques market.
Antiquing is no longer just a hobby reserved for those with a fixation on history and relics of the past. It's also a fantastic way to add a bit of quirk to your home and make a sound investment. And there's usually so much to see that one really just has to jump right in.
The world of antiques is surprisingly diverse, ranging from classical antiques and vintage to mantiques, including gadgetry or items reminiscent of adventure.
We're finding a huge switch to buying art. Antique furniture, jewelry has become very much in fashion, and then silver is perhaps the most topical thing right now.
For many collectors, learning about the history and culture of an item is crucial to making a purchase. But more than that, the particular story attached to the life of the item is what makes it extra special.
At the moment, the most special piece I have is a German book of old woodcut prints. And what makes it special is that it's still intact with all the pictures in there, over 200. It's about 1896, 1897. It's a magnificent piece.
The workmanship and the history of products, and some of the woods are extinct, and I prefer older things to new things.
Well, I collect more sort of Afrikaner, sort of Cape Dutch furniture. So that's the kind of furniture that I collect. The piece has to be something that is going to fit in with what I've already got in my home.
Even if you aren't a collector, going to antique fairs is a fantastic way to interact with the past and learn about different eras in art, craftsmanship and engineering. But of course, if something catches your eye, make sure you have a few randellas saved up so you can take it home.
Collecting antiques is often referred to as investment addiction because once bitten by the bug, collectors will continually research and build their collection.
The reason I think antiques are good investment for people because they are hedges against inflation and hedges against currency fluctuations. The other reason I think it's wonderful is you're actually investing in something beautiful. It's not like shares, it's not like gold. It's something beautiful that you can enjoy, and it brings a lot of pleasure to people.
Today, the key phrase in the antique industry is investment. But I really do believe that if you follow your heart, you can make really sound investments. Buy things you're going to enjoy, buy things you're going to love. And the young, trendy collector of today most definitely wants to have items in their home that they can live with and use every single day.
So for those of you starting out, it's probably best to start small, buying what you can afford. But over time, you want to work your way up to buying even rarer, more exceptional investment pieces, like this Chinese cloisonné enamel vase.
Antiques chronicle our history and carry wonderful memories and stories of a bygone era. So why not collect your first piece and step into this fascinating world?
Well, we are back with our health specialist, Dr. Brandon Maggen, and we've got Desmond from PE on the line right now. Desmond, good morning. What is your question or comment for the doctor?
Very, very good morning to you, and thank you for your program.
Thank you, Desmond.
About a year ago, I was bumped with a trolley laden with fruit and veg on my Achilles tendon. It gave me a bit of a problem, and I was told by a physiotherapist that it sometimes heals permanently, and it sometimes recurs. Now it's giving me problems on and off every now and so often. Is there anything I can do to sort it out?
So, hi Desmond, thanks for the question. If I understood you right, you said you had an issue with your Achilles tendon.
Yeah.
That it's bugging you constantly, bumped, yeah. So we make the assumption that it wasn't torn, it wasn't dramatically injured, Desmond. But the most important thing with this sort of issue is to understand patients. Achilles tendons, being the strongest tendon in the body, is the most vulnerable to injury and takes the longest in most respects to heal. So one of the things that I would suggest is to reduce the tension or the load on the tendon. So if, for example, you go to a podiatrist in PE and ask for a slight heel raise, obviously both sides so you're not imbalanced, because if you raise your heel even just a few millimeters, what you're going to do is reduce the tension on the Achilles. Yeah. So whilst you're walking and using the tendon, you're allowing it chance to heal. Because without that, if your heel goes all the way to the ground as it's supposed to, if there's already an issue with the Achilles, to load it as it should be with an injury means you're not going to allow it to consistently repair.
Yeah.
So a small heel raise. Then the other thing, of course, is physio is key, because remember, it helps, the Achilles is linked to all the muscles at the back of the leg. So to address that properly, a physio will help you with the correct exercises that will help to understand which muscles are contributing or could aid in the repair of the Achilles or reduce the tension and load. So I would suggest podiatrist and physiotherapy key ingredients now.
Yeah, you get where the saying the Achilles heel comes from, right? Because I mean, it's not to be underestimated, that's for sure. Listen, let's talk about jogging athletes. Here we have, like the debate continues. How bad is long distance running specifically for you? I mean, we had the Two Oceans now, ultramarathons, the comrades coming up as well. For these athletes, I mean, what do you say to them?
So I am an athlete myself. I run comrades and do all that stuff, and Ironman and Oceans. The important thing is, again, remember we spoke about common sense and deodorant. And this is what I tell most patients. When we look at these runners, some of them shouldn't even be running because their mechanics are so faulty that they should first get themselves looked at so that if they want to run, they can, but they need to get their expectations managed, number one. Can they do a distance if there's mechanically some degree of unsoundness? And then the most common thing is to address any imbalance or load. So the right pair of shoes, the right type of insert if it's required, will make running so much easier and better. So if you ask me, I've run a few comrades, I've done lots of ultras and stuff, and I'm absolutely fine, and I'm not a light guy. And I'll continue to run. Why? Because I make sure that the one thing that's right on my feet. I don't care the shirt that I wear, I don't care the shorts. What's important to me is the only tool I require, and that's a right pair of shoes, and for my instance, a pair of orthotics that will address my imbalance. And if I keep those two up to date, the right shoes, when I need to replace them, when my orthotics are down, then I could run for years without real issue. But the running controversy you were talking about is when people get issues with knees, hips, back, and most often it's because potentially there was an imbalance maybe in their biomechanics, in like we were saying earlier, limb length difference, or some issue that then over time takes extreme load on that knee or that whatever, and then they blame running. And running gets a bad rap mostly.
But it needs to be addressed. I mean, it could be a very small difference. We're talking millimeters here, so make sure that you know your stuff.
Yes.
Oh, thank you so much, Brandon, for being here. This was sharing your wealth of knowledge with us. This was absolutely amazing, and we really, really, really enjoyed it. Thank you so much.
It's a pleasure. Thanks for having me.
Talking feet is so important. We must never, never disregard our feet. Of course, our health specialist, Dr. Brandon Maggen, in the house, and we were talking about the health of your feet. Hopefully, we can do it again sometime soon.
Kyk na jou voete.
Well, ensure you stick around to your Feel Good Breakfast show. Still about half an hour left to go. When we come back, we link up with our Pan-African entertainment reporter, Moyen, who's in the UK, for the latest scoop. And then think about the latest scoop. Get a scoop of this. Amber Hofmeester is here to make us these buttermilk, honey, and almond energy bites. Is that them over there?
Those are them over there.
They look absolutely delicious. Stay tuned.
Looking pretty slender there, athlete.
No, guys. That is slender.
Your body!
Well, we burnt our calories on the swim. How do you do it, Zoe?
Introducing Tropika Slender in a tall, slim bottle with no added sugar, less calories, and available in 4 twist flavors.
Now, if you love a good weekend road trip, there are so many amazing small towns to visit all across South Africa. Now, founded in 1762 on a farm called Kweekvlei, the town of Prince Albert has grown into a quaint community that welcomes visitors drawn to its charm, historical buildings and monuments, and the other fresh air on offer. Can I do that again, please? Fresh fare on offer.
Stand by 5.
Okay.
4, 3,
Now, if you love a good weekend road trip, there are so many amazing small towns to visit all across South Africa. Founded in 1762 on a farm called Kweekvlei, the town of Prince Albert has grown into a quaint community that welcomes visitors drawn to its charm, historical buildings and monuments, and the fresh fare on offer. Nabitha when Ben Maswi went to explore. Jeez, that's such a short cut-off to that link. Okay.
Go wide.
Wat gebeur nou?
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back to your Feel Good Breakfast Show. It's Expresso right here on SABC3. Now, we've got our Pan-African entertainment news reporter, Moyen, reporting from the UK, reporting to us from the UK. Moyen, good morning. How are you, darling? What entertainment stories do you have for us today?
Hi everybody, there are some talented Africans doing incredible things internationally, like Nigerian filmmaker Faraday Okoro, who won a $1 million grant at this year's Tribeca Film Festival for his proposed film Nigerian Prince. Now his film came out tops against 4 other filmmakers in some hard pitching sessions. The $1 million is not his only prize. He also wins mentorship from industry professionals and distribution rights. Now that's a huge thing. That is all sorted out for him. So once the movie is made, we can see it. So congratulations to him.
Yeah, big congratulations to him indeed. Now, I see there's also a story that you've got about some ladies in New York.
Tanzanian supermodel Milen Magese, as well as Nigerian model Fumi Alayemola and our very own Banang Mateba were recently in New York for work, yes, but also to support a dear friend who is Token Makinwa, a Nigerian TV presenter. There we go, Nigerian TV presenter. She's currently in New York for her book tour for the book Unbecoming, and her friends were there to support her, and it's really great to see talented, strong women come together, support one another, even if it includes a trip to New York.
Very, very cool. I always love it when women support each other. But let's talk about the men. Apparently, there seems to be some beef going on there.
Yeah, the drama this time is with the guys, specifically Nigerian mega stars David O and Ice Prince, who had a falling out at an event this past weekend. And it all seemed to be surrounding around the fact that Ice Prince felt like he wasn't getting the respect he deserved. Like when David O got picked up in a G-Wagon and he got picked up in a saloon car. Or when Little Cash, who's an up-and-coming artist doing incredibly well, was set to perform after him. Now, normally the big acts are the ones who perform later on in the event slot. So he wasn't really happy, and then David O got upset that he wasn't happy. They had a massive falling out, so much so that they could not stay at the same airport lounge when leaving. It got really heated, and because they are both humongous stars, the news got out really quickly. But we hope they're able to come together and really sort everything out, and maybe even have a hit track. I mean, you never know.
Yeah, hopefully they do sort it out. Thank you so much to our Pan-African Entertainment News reporter, Moyen Oloran Toba. And of course, you can catch her on the A1 on YouTube. That's where we get all our entertainment feed from in terms of Pan-African stuff. But it's weird. Like, I mean, if you get picked up in a G-Wagon and they pick me up in a taxi, does it...
Aren't you going to be upset, though?
Like, I wouldn't. Hey, like,
really?
No, because like I'm there to do a job, and my job is to perform and entertain, and you get paid for that, right? And
Yeah.
then you go home, and why are you worrying about like whether it's a G-Wagon or not?
Yeah, I don't know. Hey, I think I would be a little bit upset because I don't know how I feel about that taxi.
Thank you, guys. From Entertainment News, we're talking rusks this morning, one of my favorite things in the whole wide world. But what's the difference between a good rusk and a great rusk? Because when it comes to rusks, I only accept the best, okay? I'll have you guys know. But we went behind the scenes to find out what's the secret behind the WOOLWORTHS branded rusk supplier in Wellington. And this is what we saw.
My gunsteling beskuit is Buttermilk en brownie. En ek geniet dit byna by ontbyt soggens wanneer ek opstaan, dan kan ek dit geniet en ek gaan weer werk toe. Selfs ek kan dit reg deur die dag geniet. Dis baie lekker. Ek is van Pero, oor die jare wat ek hier bly is mense baie vriendelik. Ek werk nou byna 10 jaar by WOOLWORTHS. En my rol is dat ek moet verseker dat die produkte wat ek elke dag mee werk, wat ek uitproduseer, moet van goeie gehalte en kwaliteit moet wees. My gunsteling ding om daar te werk is om met mense. Ons het 'n lekker vrymoedigheid tussen mekaar daar en ons is so 'n familie. Van my is dit nie meer so vreemd om saam met hulle te werk. Dit is vir my lekker om te sien dat ons produkte ook al verskillende plekke uitgeproduseer word en dat mense, ons kry baie e-mails van mense verskillende plekke dat hulle geniet ons produkte, hulle geniet dit geweldig. So WOOLWORTHS voorsien ook nie net vir die werk, die produkte wat ons elke dag mee werk, maar ook hy maak ook voorsiening vir mense vir werk.
So om 'n goeie beskuit te maak, gebruik ons ook goeie bestanddele om mee te begin. Ons is saam met WOOLWORTHS op hierdie good business journey. So ons kyk na Ayrshire Buttermilk wat ons in al ons beskuit gebruik. Free range eier, ons gebruik badger friendly honey en dan ook regte botter wat ons meeste van die beskuit dan nou gebruik. Ons finale produk is 'n baie lekker romerige smaak. Dis 'n crunchy tekstuur wat jy wil hê van die beskuit en dit maak net die verskil. Omtrent so 10-12 jaar terug was daar net so 80 mense staf wat gewerk het en hulle het gegroei van toe af tot nou tot so by 800 in ons peak seisoene. In die gemeenskap is daar baie van die mense wat hierso werk. Baie van die goed wat hulle ook leer by WOOLWORTHS as dit kom by life skills en ander tipe goed wat hulle hierso leer, kan hulle uitvat in die gemeenskap ook. Daar's baie verskillende areas, daar's baie verskillende prosesse, maar hulle leer om dit alles saam te vat en 'n finale produk te produseer. Wanneer die bestanddele inkom, word dit gestoor en ons het 'n resep waarvolgens ons werk, net soos wat jy by die huis sal doen. So dit word dan geskaal, dit word gemeng en dan van daar af word dit deur werkers afgewerk op die lyn. Die deeg word geskaal in panne. Dit word dan met die hande plat gedruk op die panne en dan gerol, gesny. Dit word gebak in die oonde en dan word dit per hand ook weer gebreek. Dan word dit gedroog die beskuit, dan word dit verpak, ook deur personeel op die lyn. Deur om dit met die hand te maak, kan jy dit baie beter beheer. En as jy sien dat dit het daai ekstra tipe handmade, homestyle tipe look en ook die mense sit liefde daarin en ek dink dit is wat die verskil maak.
Our cookies are handmade cookies, first of all. And even our ingredients are in very best quality. That's why it's better than other companies. In this company, we are doing a lot of things. It's doing better for us because it creates jobs for us. And then the other thing, it has, the learnership, also a learnership for our people here.
My background is being a professional chef and pastry chef, and I just always loved food since I'm small, actually. Brought me up with my parents that I know food was always an important role. And I always loved sweets, and that's basically why I studied in these directions as well. So I really, really like sweet things. It is really my passion.
Each and every morning when I wake up in the morning, I have that rusk with a cup of tea. Even during the day, I can make it a snack. A special muesli. My favorite one is muesli rusk.
I'm from Germany, and such kind of products to find in a supermarket is actually impossible. Because in Germany, all kind of supermarket food that you get is mass market produced. Maybe it tastes okay, but there's no love inside with making it. And we do that here, you know. So it's that's something quite unique, which I have never seen in the world anywhere before.
Vir die mense by die huis wil ek sê hulle moet ons beskuit baie geniet want dit word met baie liefde gemaak. Want ons maak dit hier by Nibbliebus. Dit word ook gekoop in die beskikbare winkels soos WOOLWORTHS oral landwyd want omdat dit 'n stapelvoedsel is, kan jy dit maar enige tyd gebruik, soggens selfs by ontbyt en wanneer jy op pad werk toe is self.
Looks amazing, and I can't wait to just taste one of these most amazing rusks made with so much love. But this morning we have Amber Hofmeester, WOOLWORTHS' product developer for biscuits and long life cakes, in studio with us to share a nice little recipe to sustain our bodies with enough energy for a full and busy day. Amber, lovely to have you in studio. Thank you very much. Look at this spread. Listen, I'm a rusk guy. I love rusk any time of the day, especially when I go camping. It's the amazing, or most amazing, go-to snack ever.
Yeah.
Just
and
like that.
Totally traditional. Like
Totally traditional.
You can go anywhere in the world and they will export Oma, unfortunately, because they don't make it over there. Yeah,
right. So here we have obviously a nice selection of different kind of rusks, you know, to tickle your fancy. What is this one here?
That's the muesli. Basically,
muesli
in the range
wow.
this year, we've actually reduced sugar.
Okay.
Across the board, and then we've added 2 new lines. Well, actually 5. 2 new lines that is made of absolutely no sugar. We literally depend on the fruit and then obviously the baking process to enhance the sweetness of the actual rusk. We also added this amazing new line, which is a waffle rusk.
Look at that.
Waffle rusk.
Oh, waffle rusks.
And then we obviously have the replacement sugar ones.
Man, love it, love it. It's rusks on your Feel Good Breakfast show this morning, but you're going to make a little interesting recipe using some rusks this morning.
So we're going to be using our honey almond rusk this morning. I know everyone thinks that rusk is like a traditional breakfast thing only, but you can also make bread and butter pudding. You can make ice cream with our waffle rusk.
Okay.
And we're going to make some energy bites with our honey almond rusk.
All right. So how does this work exactly?
So it's like totally easy peasy.
All
If you have a
right.
food processor, everything in the food processor.
I'm sure that makes your life a little bit easier, right?
So we do 5 of those in the food processor.
So we are going for these little energy, bite-sized little balls this morning.
Yep. And then you basically just want to blitz them.
Yeah. There we go.
You want to try and get this as fine as possible.
All right.
So that your ingredients can mix nicely.
Okay, well there we go.
Then you are basically just going to add the chopped chips.
Okay.
Add the ground flax seeds.
The ground flax seeds, right.
And a 1/3 cup of honey.
Nice, it's going to get a little energy kick.
Yep, that's the sugar. And then you want to do a 1/2 cup of nut butter.
Nut
almond
butter.
Nut butter. Yeah. And these are like roasted to perfection. And then it's ground like smooth, like a baby's bottom.
I can see, and then
and basically
it's as easy as kind of just mixing it all together.
It's as easy as just mixing it all together.
So you go ahead there. Listen, SMS the keyword rusk to 33728. That's rusk to 33728, and we'll send you everything you need to know to make this beautiful little energy snacks.
And that's there.
And that's it.
That's it. So when they're done, you kind of like just want to roll them, freeze them, and then you can coat them in coconut chips or whatever you feel. You can add goji berries, you can add cranberries.
So from here, kind of, it's just a little roll.
Just a little
into
roll.
the freezer.
Into the freezer. And then you can, even when you travel, you can use them and pack them as your snack.
Hey, look at that, eh?
Yeah.
I love that. Thank you very much, Amber. Really appreciate it
Pleasure.
this morning, sharing this interesting recipe with us. Once again, if you want to get your hands on this little energy-boosting snack, SMS the keyword rusk to 33728. And while you're at it, go buy yourself some great rusks. I mean, it's always good to stock up, especially with the winter months coming. Nothing like a cup of coffee or tea with a good old rusk.
Thank you so much, Mr. Strato. Now, one of the Afternoon Express favorite guest chefs, Kiara Turili, will be visiting the show today, and she's going to bring her fabulousness, and she's just going to be making some tasty lemon and white chocolate melting moments. Those are going to be perfect for your next tea time snack. So if you want all of those amazing recipes, don't forget to tune in to Afternoon Express at 4 p.m. only on SABC3.
Now, it's quite astonishing how we can find hope in the darkest places, and that might quite literally be a cinema for you with this Friday's new release, The Shack, an uplifting story of a father overcoming a crisis of faith at the loss of his young daughter. Now, Mac Phillips is summoned by divine intervention to finally confront his pain in the very cabin of her murder under the spiritual care of 3 strangers. Now, we're giving away 5 copies of The Shack by William P. Young, of course, that best-selling novel valued at 900 Rand. And to win, SMS the keyword movie, including your name and your surname and email address to 33728. SMSs are charged at around 50 per SMS, and bundle and free SMSs do not apply. T's and C's can be found on expressoshow.com. And of course, be sure to catch The Shack at your nearest new Metro cinema this weekend. It's certainly not to be missed.
Find the best entertainment at new Metro cinemas. It's your scene.
Well, we're quite not done yet with your Tuesday morning. Jason Gladwin's still hanging out with us. He might be done performing, but we still have a Tiki Bar challenge to put him through. He's busy practicing right now. We're going to catch up with him after the break and find out also what's happening with the rest of 2017 for this man's young career.
Get a taste of the smooth life and you could win big when you buy Tropika. Follow the entry details on your Tropika bottle and stand a chance to win daily airtime prizes. A weekly giveaway of an experience with the Tropika Island of Treasure contestants. Awesome Sunglass Hut vouchers, highly fashionable Daniel Klein watches and more. You could also win the grand prize of a brand new Kia Sportage. Find the T's and C's on tropika.co.za. There's nothing smoother than winning with Tropika. Don't forget to watch Tropika Island of Treasure Seychelles every Monday at 7:30 on SABC3.
Okay, practice, go for it.
Shadows ready, come out. 5, 4, 3, 2.
All right, so we're not quite done with your Tuesday morning here. Jason Gladwin's still hanging out with us right now. He is preparing his skills for our Tiki Bar challenge. How's it going, brother?
It's hard.
It's hard. We'll put him to the test after the break. Welcome back to it. This is your Feel Good Breakfast Show only on SABC3. Thank you so much for joining us and spending your Tuesday with us. Right now, let's quickly take a look at social media. We have the very talented Jason Gladwin performing for us today. And let's quickly take a look at what you guys thought about that performance. Thomas here coming through first says, awesome performance, awesome voice. Everything is just awesome about this guy. I love it. Thank you very much. Chantal Lambert says, when you make lunch and run out the kitchen, who is this? That voice though. Love it. Chantal, thank you very much. We have another one here. Valdine just giving us a thumbs up. Good morning, Valdine, to you. Maurice Fisher says, that was epic. Loved it. Keep it up, brother. And Teresa Spinner says, awesome. Just loved it. Thank you very much. I'll take one more. Lefa Drake says, great music. I love that song. So it looks like majority of you loved his performance. He is absolutely phenomenal. Got a great voice on him. But does he have the Tiki Bar Challenge skills?
Now, I don't know if you caught, of course, the latest episode of Tropika, Island of Treasure Seychelles last night on SABC3. If you did, make sure you don't miss out next week. And if you feel like being part of the action as well, go ahead and buy yourself a Tropika and follow all of those entry details on the pack. There are cool daily prizes to be won. There are weekly prizes. And, of course, the grand prize of a Kia Sportage. If you're looking for the terms and conditions that apply, you can find them on tropika.co.za. Now, of course, in keeping with the spirit of the island and all the challenges that the contestants are going through, we've been challenging our guests to some of the, very, very similar challenges. And so, of course, Jason Gladwin is our guest today. So we're challenging him versus Leanne to a fishing contest. Because, of course, if you were on a deserted tropical island, you might need to learn how to fish to survive.
Idea.
Okay?
Yeah.
All right, so Jason, you've got, I think, is it 30 seconds that we're giving them? 60 seconds. We're going to give you a minute.
Okay.
All you got to do is try and knock as many of these Tropika bottles off the chairs as possible. We're going to count you down, Jason. 3,
Take your time,
2,
Jason.
1, let's go.
Take
Jason
your time.
earlier on during the ad break was
Just
practicing
breathe.
and he's like, I got this. So let's see if he's really
He said he didn't want to over-practice.
Yeah, well, maybe you should have.
I'm so bad at fishing, though.
But you got it now during the ad break, Jason. Just focus. There we go. Got to keep that arm very steady. There we go. Looks like we might be getting somewhere. Yes, he's got... Oh, he's learned the technique. That's 3 down. Jason, in with a chance, because obviously that puts extra pressure on Leanne. Oh, my word.
No.
That is just crazy. 30 seconds to go. You can get all 9. This would be amazing if you did it.
I hate this.
Nobody in the history of this game has done it except me, of course.
Except you, of course.
Yeah. All right, here we go. Oh!
Yes!
Oh, the pressure's getting to him.
How much time do I have?
Succumb to the pressure. Succumb.
Oh, no.
I think you got about 10 seconds left. Let me just check with him. 10,
9,
8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Oh, at last he gives up. Okay, that's a cool
Well done,
6,
well done.
buddy. That was really, really good.
Of
All right.
course, I just care about myself because I've never gotten 6.
All right, here we go. Let's see whether Leanne can match this or not.
I'm nervous all of a sudden.
You have to be nervous, Leanne. You're representing
Oh.
the entire Expresso family. All right, here we go. 3, 2, 1. Leanne, you're up. Leanne's worked on this technique. She's perfected it. I've seen you do it, Leanne.
Don't talk so much because now I'm nervous.
Okay,
cool.
we'll give you the silent treatment.
Okay, come,
Here
baby.
we go.
Come on,
First
baby.
one.
Come on, baby.
And
yes.
oh yeah, all right. So that is the first 3 gone.
Okay.
Great start from Leanne there, but can she, of course,
Can she
duplicate the performance by Jason? Were you praying there? I think I heard you uttering
a little bit, yeah.
religious words there. Okay,
like
here we go.
Come on.
30 seconds to go. You've got to at least draw, Leanne.
Okay.
Yeah, she's getting it. She's getting it.
Yes.
Done.
Okay. Now, can she win it? That's the question. With about 15 seconds to go.
15 seconds. Okay, here we go.
This could be epic. Leanne's very first victory. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Unbelievable! You would get in here. All right, Jason. Not bad, brother. Listen, before we go, we quickly got to catch up. Where can we find you online? Follow you so we know where you're gigging, mate.
I've got a show on the 27th in Cape Town at House of Machines. Then the 12th of May at Cafe Roo in Noordhoek.
And then you can follow me on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook at Jason Gladwin.
At Jason Gladwin.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for the beautiful music. And just to our brother out there, Graham, we're thinking about you and Lindsay, man.
Yes.
We're waiting for the good news to come in that we are now uncles and aunties here at Expresso.
Awesome, man.
Of course, the reason why I wanted to beat him so badly is he said he'll give me an album if I win, so I'm getting a Jason album. But also, tomorrow we're checking out the local tracks on the 5FM Top 30, and we're checking out Kurt Skoenraad's Hood.
Yeah.
So that's going to be amazing.
Also, a court roundup and how to teach your children to be effective problem solvers. We'll see you tomorrow morning bright and early. Sintala nogi makaya. Bye-bye. Yay.
Bye.
Yay. Another feel-good production.